Welcome back, guys, to Ask Me Anything. This is part 2 for May 2020. I decided to make a second part just because I got so many questions, and I hate to make those videos like 30, 40 minutes long, so I broke it up into 2. So let's jump into these questions. First one comes from Balthazar. Balthazar says, do you think it's messed up that Suitcase makes red cases for iPhones but not for Samsung phones? No, I don't think it's messed up. It makes sense, I guess, in a way. Kind of doesn't. Samsung and Apple are the most popular phones in the world. Well, I believe they are, for most of the world anyway. And so for them to put out a red one for the iPhone, but not for Samsung, it's not that surprising. Mr. D's product review channel asks, in your circle of friends and family, which phones do they have? Android phones or iOS phones? The majority of my friends personally have Samsung phones. Most have it's kind of split. They either have like the S10 line. Most of them have the Note 10 line. I don't think I have any friends close to me that are not YouTubers that have the S20 phone. Not really. So most people have like the S10 or Note 10 phones, and then like friends of friends, like my wife's friends say that are like, I guess they're my friends, but not really my friends. They have iPhones. So it's mostly iPhones and Samsung phones. Lisa Bradley asked, what has been your favorite mobile phone in the last 10 years? That's a difficult question to answer because, I mean, as much as I love phones, I'm trying to think of like a phone that like totally made me super happy with it. Like, I think I'm going to go beyond 10 years. I'm going to say like the iPhone 3G totally blew me away. And I've kind of answered this question in the past, but I'll reiterate my answer to it. It was my first, I had a BlackBerry phone before that, but it's my first smartphone that like I liked the BlackBerry a lot, but this one was like so easy to use. It had apps. It was the ability to eventually do video chats and to use fast 3G, which was at the time really, really fast. It was just, I don't know, it was mind-blowing. It was amazing. So I would say the iPhone 3G. Bullest Elder has 3 questions for me. The first one is, he's getting an Nvidia Pro, but not with the controller. His question is, can you use a controller with it? Please, some suggestions. Yes, you can use any controller that you want with it. So if you don't want to pay that, I think it's like 50 or 60 bucks for the Nvidia controller, you can get any controller that you want. So if you want a PlayStation 4 controller, get that. If you want a controller from Xbox, you can use that. If you want some random Bluetooth one, you can use that as well. Doesn't matter. So I don't really have a suggestion for you except use whatever you want. They're going to work perfectly fine. He also asked, do you think the Fold 2 is going to be able to use the S Pen on the main screen? Without a doubt, it's going to be able to use it on the main screen. That would be the main purpose. I think the better question is, will the S Pen for the Galaxy Fold 2 be able to be used on the outside display? That I doubt. Might be wrong, but I doubt it. I think it's only going to be able to be used on the main display. And his last question is, why are they not making the Note Plus at least 7.1 inches? Huawei has already made a 7.2 inch display. I'm actually kind of bothered by that too. I actually really wish they put out a phone that was like way bigger than what we get with the Galaxy S20 Ultra. This is a 6.9 inch display. I would love to see them put like a 7.2, 7.3 inch display. It doesn't seem like we're going to get that anymore. It seems like they're going to use their larger displays for the foldable phones. Kind of disappointing, but I see why they're doing that. And eventually I would assume we're going to get these huge foldable displays that are like 8, 9, maybe 10 inches that fold much, much smaller. Here's another one from Lisa Bradley. Do you use any doorbell tech for your front door? Yes, I have the Nest doorbell. I love that. It's awesome. It gives facial alerts. So like if someone rings my bell, it'll say, Greg's at the door, or whatever, my wife, or my parents-in-law. It will give me notifications. It's not always telling me, because sometimes it messes up. But if a package is delivered or picked up, it actually gives that notification if it notices it. And I think it would notice that type of thing better if it could see lower with packages and stuff like that. It's just because my doorbell sits kind of high, so it can't always see below it. But the video comes out great. The alerts are amazing. It rings on all of my Google Homes and things like that. So I absolutely love it. I would totally recommend the Nest doorbell. Lisa Bradley also asked, which iPad Pro model would you recommend to a family? Do you buy the new MacBook Pro in either 13 or 16 inch, or do you buy another manufacturer laptop? So it looks like you got a couple questions there. iPad Pro for a family, I would recommend at least the 256 gigabyte. That's probably fine. That's the sweet spot, I think, storage-wise. I love the 11 inch. It's portable, but it's big enough. I felt like the 12.9, especially using it in bed, was just a little bit too large. So I like the 11-inch. So I would say get the 11-inch, and I would say get at least the 256 gigabyte storage. As for your MacBook Pro question, I have a MacBook Pro, but I have the 15.4 one. I think it's like the 2018 model or something like that, or 2019 model. But for you, I would get the 16-inch. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but I love having a large display on a laptop. It just makes things a little bit easier to see, so I would recommend the 16-inch. Lisa Bradley also asked, which wireless earbuds sound better, Apple AirPods, Samsung Galaxy Bud Pluses, or the Google Pixel Buds? Now, to be fair, I have not tried out the Google Pixel Buds, and I don't know if I ever will unless they send them to me for free. So I can't say I love those or hate those, but I have heard good things. I know Max Weinbach said he really likes those. He said those are his favorite. But out of the Apple AirPods and Samsung Galaxy Buds, I've actually done a video on this. But what I would say is that the Galaxy Buds are have better bass, and both of the Galaxy Bud Pluses will work on Apple or Android completely. So that's a great thing. They have total control over that. Whereas in the AirPods, they really only fully work with all the functions in terms of the software and stuff like that on Apple phones. So if you have an Android phone, I would tell you probably to get the Galaxy Bud Pluses. If you have an iPhone, honestly, I'd probably tell you to get either or. Loudness, the Apple AirPods are definitely louder, but both of them sound really great. And also the Galaxy Bud Pluses are cheaper. So honestly, I'd probably tell you to just get the Bud Pluses. Aman Shaki, I probably butchered your name, sorry. Will there be a waterfall display in the Note 20? From all indications, what we've been seeing with leaks and how these other phones are, especially with like the S20s, I would say no. I mean, I think there'll be a little bit of a drop, but like those complete curved displays, I'm gonna say no from what we've been seeing, which to me is amazing. I'll be honest, I don't hate, but I really don't like those waterfall curved displays. They're just not my style. I like the flat displays all the way. And the last question comes from Albert Ramos Jr. Hey, Greg, do you expect to see 2K at 120 in the Note 20? And do you think Samsung will use the new Qualcomm fingerprint reader in the Note 20? Now, I'm assuming you're talking about the regular Note 20 and not the Note 20 Plus, because the Note 20 Plus will have 2K 120 and will possibly have the fingerprint, the new Qualcomm fingerprint sensor. As for the smaller Note 20, I would, from what we've been hearing, no, it will not have 120 hertz display. It's going to sit at 60 hertz, or if it does have 120, it's only going to be at 1080p. So hopefully that answers your question, and that if they do make it a 60 hertz display, you're probably looking at a phone that's going to be much cheaper than the more premium version of it. But I would expect it to have 1080p at 120, definitely not 2K. To answer your other question about the fingerprint sensor, I would expect it, unless you're trying to keep the cost completely different between the Note 20 and the Note 20 Plus, I would fully expect the Note 20 to have the bigger, better, newer Qualcomm fingerprint sensor. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question with that. But anyways, guys, thank you for, I almost dropped my phone. Thank you for hanging out with me and listening to me answer these questions. If you want to watch part 1, I'm going to link it down below so that you can enjoy that as well. That one was a little bit different. That one was me walking around where I live, just answering and holding up my phone, walking around, kind of doing it vlog style. But yeah, this one I recorded completely on the front-facing camera of my iPhone 11, and I didn't use any microphones, just using everything on this. So we'll see how it ends up sounding. Hopefully it sounds okay. Standing in my living room. That's a Hue light. I love Hue lights. Anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys down the road. Peace!